TLC 2018 is over, and it is one of the best pay-per-views of the year. Not the best, because that's still the Evolution. Evolution belongs to the man. Speaking of the man, spoilers at the top. So if you don't like spoilers, spend the 4 hours and watch TLC, then come back and listen. It's really that simple. Spoilers. 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 So, very quickly, pre-show had Cedric Alexander versus Buddy Murphy. Should have been on the main show. Wasn't. Awesome match. The right person won. All good. I'm going to get Chris up here. That's why I've got the chair here. He only saw the last two matches, but there you go. Right in frame. So I've got up here, what's the hap? Elias defeated Bobby Lashley. It's good. The right person won. Elias is a face. Look, I dig it. And that should have been on the pre-show. It's fine. So, hitting the main show, we open up with the Fabulous Truth versus Alicia Fox and Jinder Mahal for the Mixed Match Challenge. Why did it open? Why?
Because it's trash.
Yeah.
It's trash.
It should have been opened by by the way, so Carmella and R-Truth are your number 30 picks. Do with that what you will, I guess.
We know what's going to happen, though.
Yeah. It'd be comedy and be shenanigans.
It's going to be comedy. R-Truth's going to come out for the women's as number 30, and then he'll go, woman, jokes. Anyway, moving on. That's why they did it, friends.
That's the noise that I get for the Mixed Match Challenge. So we get on to what should have been the opening, which is The Bar. SmackDown Tag Team Champions, The Bar versus the Usos versus the New Day. Damn strong match. The tag team. NXT has it right. You start off strong, you go with the tag team match. And The Bar, they win solidly. Xavier Woods takes the pin, which is the usual, really. It's nothing different. But, I'm happy. The Bar should be having a long, lengthy title reign, and they've offloaded the Big Show. Now, I don't know if Big Show's face or heel or whatever he is now, he'll be the other one next week.
He's like those constantly flipping cats, where you put butter on one side of a cat, on the back of a cat, and you fall, and it falls, and it's constantly flipping.
What are you doing with cats?
Have you not seen that meme?
No.
Okay. Cats land on their feet.
Yes.
Toast always falls butter side down, so you put a piece of toast with butter on the back of a cat, and it perpetually spins. It will never fall, because a cat can't land on its... So it both land on... Anyway, moving on. What's next?
So that.
Braun Strowman versus Baron.
Look, it's a shit storyline, but it ended the best it possibly could.
Yeah, having everyone come out and kick his ass.
Yeah, it's a TLC, which means it's no DQ, which means... bring everyone out.
It protects everyone in the feud.
Kind of.
They clearly want to do something with Baron. Right, they clearly want to do something with Baron.
Yeah.
They want to take him further, otherwise he wouldn't have got that position. He wasn't injured. They would need to protect Braun, particularly after coming off surgery. They probably couldn't get him to do too many things.
He was still in a sling at that point.
Sure.
And look, it sets Braun up to eat one F5 at the Royal Rumble and then lose to Brock again.
Yeah.
So...
Yay!
Like the cat, everything just keeps rolling on.
Perpetual motion. I'm eating gum.
Perpetual motion.
Professional.
Natalia versus Ruby Riott. First of all, I'm super happy that we're having feuds that aren't just for the title. You can have other feuds. Mm-hmm. So it's a good starting point. I do like... You know what? If someone says... Ruby Riott says, I'm going to put your dad on a table, and I'm going to put you through it. And then Natalia responds with, I'll put you on a table and put you through you. Because...
It would work if Natalia was charismatic.
Or fun to watch. She's great. She's a great wrestler.
She's technically really gifted. She's just kind of boring to watch.
I just have no investment in her at all. She's fine. She's Canadian.
That's a gimmick.
Ruby should have... The right squad are just the best. They're awesome.
They need to do more things backstage, but that's fine.
It's fine. Let's just keep the cat rolling.
What's happening? Finn
versus Drew McIntyre. Finn won!
Best move.
Finn Balor won a match.
Best move.
That meant something. Well, it didn't really mean anything, but... Drew McIntyre, he's the chosen one. He's actually the chosen one now. And, you know, he doesn't lose anything by losing this match. He'll get his win against Dolph. He'll just decimate Dolph in the coming weeks, and then Dolph can go back down.
Cool bit of storytelling, Finn and Dolph.
Yeah.
Being angry, Finn being like, I had that, mate. And Dolph is like, no, you didn't. And that's good.
And it's all
Gives
good.
Finn a bit of personality.
It gives Finn something to do. Remember when he was Universal Champion? Yeah. Rey Mysterio versus Randy Orton. Look, it was fine for what it was. I mean, they're obviously going to work a slightly slower pace than what they usually do. It's kind of great just to see Randy's style is now... It's not that he's lazy, but he just does things and he doesn't care. He'll just chuck a chair at you. He'll just grab your head and he'll just slam it onto a chair. And he does it kind of out of nowhere, as Cole likes to say.
Kind of this malicious boredom from a pro.
Yeah.
Like this old, experienced man who really doesn't care what he does to you. He just wants to hurt you.
And Ray looked like a zebra. Or zebra, depending on where you are. What do Australians say?
Black and white horse.
Okay. Ray was one of those. So that was cool. Nice finish. Simple roll-up. You know,
more thumbs up.
It's more thumbs up. We head on to Ronda Rousey versus Nia Jax. Ronda's... Yeah, fan. Ronda's great when she's in a competitive match. Because you highlight her strengths as the natural that she is, but she sells like a champ.
Yep.
So she gets to do that too.
I think she understands ring psychology pretty well. Better than many would have thought she does. I think she understands the psychology of a fight.
Yeah, 100%. And, you know, it was really nice to see her at the end actually take the time to drag Nia away from the ropes, twist her around, not make a big thing of it, and then apply the armbar. Just a nice bit of ring awareness that you wouldn't expect her to have.
Yeah, it wasn't a moment, quote unquote. Like, it wasn't a big thing. It was like, oh my goodness, she's so smart.
Yeah.
It's just part of who she is, and that's cool that we don't have to make a big moment out of it. What's next?
The new Daniel Bryan versus AJ Styles. One of it was up until that point the match of the night. They both hit it out the park. AJ great. Daniel Bryan great. Just a pinfall reversal. Cool. It means we can go along further.
Yep.
We can add more. AJ doesn't really lose anything by this, and AJ's always better when he's chasing the title anyway. There's just a passion and a fire that he doesn't have otherwise. And Daniel Bryan is a revelation as a heel.
Well, you know, AJ is not... He's a great foil. Like, all of his attributes are useful when they're against something. They don't stand on their own merit.
Yeah.
Like... Oh, I'm a Southern boy. Okay, that doesn't mean anything.
You don't want none.
That doesn't mean anything until
Yeah.
you have someone else against you.
No, he does want some, but you don't want none.
That's
of
right.
him.
That's what the song means. Dean Ambrose versus Seth.
Now, this is where I say, to hell with that crowd. I've been upset. That was my main problem with the pay-per-view. It's that the crowd was just really lackluster.
This is 4 hours afterwards, and you're still upset about it.
Yes. It's just like, they just weren't a good hometown. They just weren't a good place to have this pay-per-view. A lot of those matches, I really enjoyed Dean and Seth.
Is it because of the booking?
I mean, I understand there's a bit of, fatigue after I would have said that. However, they'd kind of been very under throughout the whole pay-per-view. They're just not a good town, or at least it's perceived that way. And
yeah, you're not a good town.
You're not.
If you're listening...
Come at us.
Yeah.
It's all good.
Get on a plane, come to Australia.
But
we'll fight you.
There's the one caveat, they were waiting for the main event.
Yes.
TLC.
Yeah.
Charlotte should be dead.
Yeah.
Are your ribs okay, Charlotte? Can you breathe? There's a spot on the ladder where Becky jumped off, did the usual leg drop onto the announce table. However, this time it went ass directly onto Charlotte's ribs. And she got back up. And she went nuts.
Yep.
She handed out a few receipts, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm. Well, Oscar.
Asuka.
Do I have to edit that out? No, I'm not going to.
You can't.
Shit.
Oscar.
Rolls out the way of it, but her foot gets trapped, or her arm gets trapped as well.
Oh, right. How is that?
Yeah, it's cool. It's a cool little bit of like, she's a smarter wrestler than, some would give her credit for. You just dropped a thing.
I did. It's nothing.
Okay.
It's all good. It's fine. Ronda Rousey comes out as we expected, and she pushed over both Charlotte and Ronda, which allowed Asuka to become your new WWE SmackDown Women's Champion. Hopefully, that puts Charlotte against Ronda at the Royal Rumble, and then it puts Becky versus Ronda at WrestleMania. That's what I'm hoping for, because I think you can have Charlotte versus Asuka at Mania #2. Give Asuka her win back. It's fine. But once, like, top to bottom, pay-per-view was...
It's fun.
I was entertained.
The crowd sucked, but it was fun.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes. You did. You did suck.
You're like an Australian crowd. We're lazy as all hell.
No, that's why they don't come to us. Adelaide especially.
Don't tell them where we live.
Adelaide
is like 3 buildings, so you'll figure it out.
We're one of those. We're
one of those
buildings. But yeah, that was TLC. Look, we'll make this a regular thing.
Will we?
Maybe.
I don't know.
I'm just saying this on the spot.
Do you want to go?
Do you
want to go?
This could be the one time you ever hear us do this. Because the thing is, I'm here to review TLC and chew gum, and I'm all out of reviewing.
Fuck you. That was awful. No, that was really good, actually.
Contact babybeardmedia@gmail.com or check us out on Twitter. We do podcasts on Spreaker and on the podcast app.
And on YouTube.
And we're on YouTube.
We also do other stuff on YouTube. Check it out.
This might be on YouTube. I'm unclear.
Hey, at Simpsons. Oh, low power. Quickly, Sean, stop the recording. Bye, love you.
Bye, guys.